quick day trading recap for Friday, September 27th, 2019. Wanted to get this in. I'll probably keep trading because there's a couple of things on my watch list that I want to monitor throughout the day, even though it's Friday. But this was one that I did early today. This popped up on my no gap. You can see it right there, Comcast. Popped on my no gap movers, which I've been paying a lot of attention to lately. I've been trading that a lot actually lately, and you can see what happened here. So the reason I got in, if you look at the daily chart, it's been down a lot recently. Comcast with Netflix and all the streaming services starting a war basically has gotten. There's been more action with these streaming services like Netflix and Comcast and Disney. So they've been moving pretty decently recently. And this Comcast has been down, even though I think they recently announced a streaming service that they were going to have, because I think they're owned by NBC or something like that. But so anyway, so the reason I got into it was because it popped up on this gap and on this gappers list, this no gappers list I should call it, and it had a big down candle to start the day, and it was below VWAP. Now look how it behaved around VWAP. So important to see what happens with whatever stock you're trading, how it behaves around VWAP. So it kind of broke. It started out right at VWAP, broke below, and then kind of regressed back to VWAP. But you see this topping tail above VWAP, and that didn't hold it, right? Or it didn't break above it. It didn't close above it. Then a down candle. Then another big topping tail above VWAP, but then it closed below it again. So what does that tell you? It tells you that buyers were trying to bring this back up above VWAP, but the sellers were winning, and it kept closing below VWAP. Then you had this big red bar, which said, to me anyway, said buyers finally gave up. Buyers finally gave up, and it looks like the short sellers were going to win. And so then it drifted a little, and it came close to this. You see this little dotted line, that faded dotted line there? That's yesterday's close. So I got in right there, which I probably should have gotten in closer to here, or waited for it to maybe retest VWAP. But I didn't, and then it started drifting back up, and you see at 45.03, that's where I said I'd probably get out if it got back above there, because it would be. Oh, there's another alert. It would be above VWAP at that point if it closed there, and so I'd have to get out, I think, at that point. But what happened? I couldn't find any news actually. There was nothing. It was just a big drop. But anyway, it regressed back to VWAP, dropped a little, another little aggression, and then a huge drop. Now. There was no news, but if you look at the SPY, I think the SPY had a huge drop at the same time. Yeah, there was a big SPY drop at this point. So that's really what I mean. That it was basically just moving with the market. That's what caused it, and it looks like it's because of a limitation. Something Trump administration said something about U.S. flows to China, delisting Chinese companies. So that got basically a rise or a fall out of the market overall. So that's what basically moved it at that point. So really, this was not an ideal trade in the sense that it wasn't an alpha stock. I was just trading based on the pattern, and I thought I could get a little 20 cent to 30 cent drop out of it. And anyway, I got in at 44.89. That's the other thing. It was below a whole number. So it was below VWAP. It was below a whole number in 45. So those two things working in my favor. I said if it got above VWAP and it got about to 45.03, that's when I would get out, because it basically would have broken those two supports. But then this big drop went all the way down to 44. Where did I get out at? 65. So I got I got in at 44.90, I think it was. Yeah, 44.90, right above there, and I got out at 44.60. No, I didn't get out at 44.65. That was a different one. 44.63. So I got in at 90, got out at 63. So a 27 cent drop, and it didn't hit my target at 61. I still think it hasn't actually yet, just barely. It's at 62 is the low of the day. That was my target, was 61 based on my stop. But when you see a drop like this, you just, if I had more shares, I didn't take a ton of shares. If I had more shares, I probably would have just partialed out here and held on to a few more and then moved my stop to my break even. But I just saw this as a gift, just big gift. So I was like, okay, let me just take this and run with it. So that's what I did. I got out, and that was my win for the day. But again, I am going to keep trading. So if I have another trade to show, I will post it today. But yeah, this was a nice Friday move. So that's it's nice to be in shorts when news breaks that's bad for the market, because it just, you can get these moves like this. Good news for the market doesn't tend to pop as much. Things fall quicker than they pop. So learning how to short is important. I think most of my A trades have come from shorts, and I'm becoming more comfortable with it. So that's it. See what it does. Hey, if that market news didn't happen, this might have just drifted for the rest of the day. Might not have been a loss, might not have been a win, might have just been a small, tiny little gain. Maybe it would have gotten there anyway. Who knows? But when you see this, take advantage of it. So that's it. Hopefully be back next week. Start of the month. One more day left in the month on Monday. So good luck trading.